You start out by telling me what the Lincoln series is about, the program itself.
Well, the program itself is a mentoring and training program for up-and-coming Republican women. Women who show interest in wanting to maybe go to the next step, either in public service, public policy, or in government. So this program kind of gives you a leg up on understanding what the 3 tiers of government are about, and give you insight on those tiers of government by exposure to going to Springfield and shadowing a legislator, going to DC and meeting with congressmen, or you know, this past year we had the opportunity to meet with the Secretary of Transportation, Ray LaHood. We met with the Ambassador of Morocco. And so, and then you also have, you know, your experience going to the county level of government and learning more about that from more of a local level. And you also have an opportunity to learn more about public speaking, media relations, campaign school, things of that nature, to you know, give you a full, kind of the full spectrum of political education, so to speak.
Well, where does the program find its candidates, and how do they find you?
Well, in my case, I was interested in getting more involved in politics. In the past, I've always campaigned or volunteered for campaigns growing up, and took a hiatus from that, and last couple years I wanted to get back in, wasn't quite sure, so I contacted one of the state representatives who I volunteered for, and we had a long conversation, and she had recommended that I apply for the series. It was a pretty involved application. I received 2 recommendations from political recommendations, and then you get a professional one as well. And you go from the application, they'll deem who they'd like to interview. And so I got to that part, obviously. And I think there was out of 19 candidates, they chose 10 from around the state. So there was 2 from Cook County.
So the pool from which they draw their candidates are women who have had some experience in getting involved in campaigns, foot soldiers, or?
Right. Well, the experience is a range from a novice, someone who's just maybe volunteered in campaigns, to someone who's been elected. For instance, this past class that I just graduated from, there was someone who's the treasurer of McLean County. So she's elected, so she's had her experience, and I think this is maybe her second. You know, she's already had a couple campaigns. So so you have people like me who have volunteered for campaigns and been involved from that aspect, but then you have people who have run, and people who are already in elected office. So and from our class, with the upcoming elections, we have about 4 or 5 women who have determined that they want to run for something in their county. So so it's definitely gives you, the program itself gives you such great insight, and helps you determine what direction you want to go in. Now, not everybody who goes into the series, or who is a fellow, maybe runs for elected office right away. Some people may choose to hold off until it's the right time for them. Other people may choose to be behind the scenes, do the public policy or route, or maybe just be a support, part of the support team for a campaign.
Or get involved with the nonpartisan Citizens Council.
That could be too.
One of the goals of the program is to prepare people to, it seems like, to run for elective office, or to get involved in the party hierarchy, and sets a 5-year window for that.
Right. Well, certainly, that is one of the main goals of the Illinois Lincoln Series, is certainly to get more women involved, more visible, mainly through elected office. So that is one of the primary goals. However, certainly they recognize that you can be just as useful behind the scenes as well. You know, for instance, I have an opportunity to be involved with the RNC and some of their coalition efforts regarding some of the issues. So, for instance, looking at getting more involved in the healthcare and government reform coalitions of the RNC. So, had I not been involved in the Lincoln Series, I may have not known about these opportunities, but that's certainly a way to be involved with the party from a different level, and you know, you have an opportunity to be visible, but not as an elected official.